first, the first thing before you do this is you write a script, definitely, and then the storyboard follows the script. So the very first step in any educational video you do, or a video like this, you write a script, what needs to be in there together with the expert who's doing it, and then from the script you then storyboard. So it's the process would be a script, a storyboard, and then a shot list. And those 3 papers would make sure, with those 3 documents, you make sure you're getting the right shots and you know what the video will look like at the end. The purpose of a storyboard really is to draw the entire video in blocks. And then you photocopy that out, you give it to all the crew members, and the videographer then knows exactly what he or she has to shoot, and the client you're doing it for knows exactly how the video will look when it's finished. If you don't storyboard something, you're not going to get a good final product, and the client won't be happy with what you're dealing, and the person doing the video will take a lot more time than if you did have a storyboard. Also, a lot gets lost in communication when you're making a video. So the director may say to the videographer, shoot the person typing wrong. So the videographer may think typing wrong is this, where the director, the person in charge of office safety, knows typing wrong is maybe with your hand like that. So the videographer doesn't know this. The only way the videographer will know this is if it's actually storyboarded in conjunction with the director. So the storyboards I'll show you is we actually storyboarded these together with the client. So after we draw it, we send it to the client likes it, they sign off on it, and then when we go to the shoot, we know exactly what we're filming, and the client knows exactly what the final edit would look like. So say the video is 30 shots, you'll have to storyboard every single shot. So you'll storyboard the close-up, you'll storyboard the medium shot, you'll storyboard the wide shot. And then the way you storyboard it, that's how the final product will look. So when the editor gets, the storyboard is not only for the videographer, it's also for the editor. So when the editor is given the footage to put the video together, then at least the editor will also follow the storyboard, and the editor knows exactly what shot to put where. So there's no translation lost, and there's no indecision of which shot must go where. So the storyboard is the most important aspect, I think, of video production. Guys that make feature films, 2-hour feature films, they storyboard every single shot. I've seen some of Steven Spielberg's storyboards. They're online. Every single shot that he made, that he did for the new movie Lincoln, was actually storyboarded. So the whole crew is on the same page. It takes more time to storyboard something, but it saves time in the end. So it's a longer planning process, but the shooting and the editing process, which is always more money, is shorter. So that's the whole point of storyboarding. Because when you plan and when you're doing the storyboard, you just sit around in an office and you draw and show and you discuss. Not much money is spent doing that. But when you're shooting, it's the videographer, it's the video, it's the cards, it's the tape, it's the location you have to pay for, the lights, maybe you've got an actor. The quicker you go, the less money you're going to spend. So I advise every video you do your storyboard. Here's a storyboard that I actually worked on 2 weeks ago. The opening shot was someone typing at the desk. Now, if you don't storyboard it, you'll just tell your videographer, go film someone typing at a desk. But the videographer doesn't know what angle to do it, what must be in the shot, must be the clock, because there's a reason why the clock was in the shot. You'll see on page 2 of the storyboard, because it's showing time, how long she's sitting in the same position in the wrong place. So how storyboard looks, you draw exactly what you want the videographer to film, every single detail. Shot 2 was more of a close-up, so we actually describe the shot, character sitting at a desk with the correct posture that the videographer knows to get the shot in. Second shot is more of a close-up, so we zoom in on the hands. The third shot we zoom in on the back. And then this next page, show you the next page of the storyboard. And here, so now we've got a close-up of her typing, and that's why the clock was in the first shot, because the 5th and 6th shot we show time moving. In a storyboard, so you draw, and I've got blank storyboard pages that I can obviously give you. A storyboard, because you're now shooting 16 by 9, the storyboard must be a rectangle. It used to be square, because if you're shooting 4 by 3, which the camera operator will know what I'm talking about, it's a square. The old TV screens that were squares, now the new TV screens are widescreen. If you're shooting widescreen, what you're drawing must be 16 by 9 because that's how you're going to be filming it. That's the composition. So you describe the action. So you draw the action, you describe the action. Then if there's any dialogue, you write what dialogue must be in there. And then FX stands for any special effects or sound effects. So if you want the mouse to bang on the table, then you write here, mouse banging on the table. And if there's dialogue, maybe the woman is saying, my back's getting sore. So every single shot, the videographer knows what to get. And then this is then passed on to the editor. So the editor knows to edit this shot with that dialogue, the next shot must be that, the next shot must be that. I'll show you the next one. So now, you can see these three shots look quite similar, but they're very different because they're telling a different message. So here she's in the correct posture. Now, because the time is moving, that's what the clock shows, after a few hours the back starts getting a bit more hunched, and then we animate the back, the vertebrate getting the vertebra in red with pain throbbing, to show that if you sit wrong in a chair after several hours, that's what's going to happen. So what these guys use this video for, instead of someone coming in every single few days talking in front of the staff, this is what to do. All they do is show this video once a week in staff meetings. And we've got feedback from it. It's very powerful because you can see that people now can visualize what is actually happening to their backs and their wrists when they sit wrong in their type. So if you didn't draw a storyboard, if you didn't tell the videographer, just get some sitting at the desk, they'd get this, but they wouldn't know then to get her punched, and they wouldn't know then to get a close-up of the back. So if you don't storyboard, you'll be going back and forth between the client, saying, okay, we've got this shot, the client will watch the video and say, but we haven't got one of her hunched. Then the videographer has to go back to the client, you have to get the actress or actor again, you have to get the location again, the lights, etc. This saves time in the end. It's quite a laborious task. I mean, we actually hired a good, I can't draw, so we hired a very good sketch artist to actually draw these. And if someone can draw in your team, that's great. And then after we do the storyboard, we pass it on to the client. The client looks at it, because in this way the client can actually see the entire video. Because I've got a few others, or the next scene. So then she starts hunching and her neck starts getting sore and her wrist starts getting sore. The client can now actually visualize what the entire video will look like. Instead of you saying, yes, we're going to show a woman hunched over and her fingers getting sore, neck getting sore. What the client does, they take this whole storyboard, they lay it down on the table, and they can see the video from start to finish. And if they see there's a shot missing, they'll say to your team, listen, we need another shot of the hands, so put that in the storyboard. We need another shot of the fingers, put them in the storyboard. And yeah, as I said, it's very important to describe the dialogue, describe the action so the videographer is on the same page as the client, as the director of the video. A close-up is when the object that you want to film takes up the entire screen. So this is a close-up of the hands. So the hands are taking up the entire screen. So you should tell your camera, I mean we haven't got it yet, but we should tell your camera operator close-up of hands. This is more of a medium shot. A medium shot is if you're thinking of a person. A long shot is the entire body. A medium shot is from the chest up, and a close-up is just of the face. If you visualize it on this board, it would be my face, see you in a close-up, my body from here, and then a long shot. Extreme close-up, the ECU, extreme close-up is when you zoom in just on the eyes. So my eyes would take up the whole thing. And often they work better. This would be a long shot. You're showing the whole body. And now she's got up from the table, and your back and her neck are sore. This is more of a close-up, where her hands take up the whole thing. So this was 15 shots, but in 15 shots, it took us a few hours to film, but now the client could see exactly what we were filming. The videographer knew exactly what to film it. He also knew when he was done. He said, okay, I've got these shots, now I can leave. He doesn't run around, I need that shot, I need that shot. It's just good planning. That's what a storyboard is. Just very briefly, it's the best practice for planning. If you don't storyboard, the planning isn't as good as it should be. Where if the planning isn't as good as it should be, the production part will take longer. be more expensive. The post-production part will take longer, be more expensive. And you actually won't end up with a good video in the end anyway. Because you'll be running up and down between the client, the shot's missing, this shot added in. So yeah, it's essential to draw a story. It could cost anywhere from 15 to 80,000 rand. Okay, well, why give that range? Because if you want to use a worker who works at the company, you don't have to pay the person. If you want to get an actor or actress, you have to pay the actress. It depends how big your crew is. If you've got, I mean, I think this crew, you need a camera person and a director. You only need a small crew, because you're going into an office, you don't want a big crew. So 2 crew members, and there's no sound. If you're doing sound recording, you would want, well, the director would be, you can use the sound equipment to a lapel mic. From start to finish, we will, the guys I was working for, when we did this video, I was consulting with them, they charged these guys, I think, 50,000 rand, but it was a big company. You mentioned animation. If you want to do animation, you would have to pay for that. I think animation is great using this because you can actually show things that you can't film. You can't show someone's back. Yeah. You can't show someone, maybe, I mean, this is bad practice in office, you can't show someone tripping over a wire. There is it's not easier now because a lot of guys are writing music. Just musicians who can't sell their songs, and they're writing music and they're putting it on the internet for free use. As long as you obviously discredit them. When we make videos like this, we've bought from a music company, we pay 8,000 rand a year, and they give us hundreds of thousands of songs and of different kinds of music, and we then have the rights to use it. You can't use it for broadcast. So when we buy it from these guys, we use it for in-house and corporates. Once it goes to broadcast, a whole different laws. But what we also do is we get some of our students to actually write music for these things, which is the cheapest way. We don't pay anything. And there's so many students around that are music, or you maybe some of you are music can do music, but it works in some way. But I think you can. I mean, you can use. There's loads of free music on the internet that you can get. Music is important because you want to have the correct music to this. You don't want the same old like elevator music going all these videos because it gets a bit boring. I would sit in conjunction when you do these videos, you think about music from the start, because sometimes the music takes a while to organize, but I can send you some websites that you can go to that give you free music, and you actually can listen to everything. We also have free music that we have as an apartment have bought. 5 years ago, when we started the program, I bought probably about 100 CDs of corporate video music. It's a bit dated now, but you can go through the CDs and I'm sure you can use it. For the department, but if it's in-house stuff, they're a lot more lax and rules like.